These are the Tornado version 4s, and it's been 3 months since I first got to try them. In that time I have been testing each one with hundreds of solves, thousands of algorithms and tons of adjustments. So do I still agree with the things I liked and disliked about these cubes to begin with, or are there new features which have popped up since that original video? Well, the first thing that I think is important is that if you have the version 3, there is literally no point upgrading to the flagship variant of the version 4 because of how similar these two cubes are. If I have both of them sat next to each other and I randomly pick one up and start turning, I genuinely struggle to tell which one it is, as they are both frosted and have pretty much the exact same feeling. The only way that I can tell is by looking at the magnets, as the version 3 has this yellow ring on the edge pieces, which the version 4 does not. However, if we focus more on the Pioneer variant, this cube is actually incredible and was pretty much straight away upgraded to my main. I think that X-Man have done something amazing in being able to upgrade one of the best 3x3s of all time while still making it feel somewhat the same. It's really hard to explain, but you can immediately tell that the Pioneer is the next iteration of the version 3, yet they do feel different when actually turning, and this is in a good way. Now on the other hand, one thing that I did not like about these cubes 3 months ago was the blocky feeling straight out of the box, but this problem was remedied with a little bit of a setup and some lubricants, which ensured that the turning was slowed down whilst allowing it to be more flexible, therefore reducing the issue of lockups and catches. And despite this cube still being more blocky than the predecessor, I actually think that this is good, as it maintains a slightly more controllable level of flexibility. One thing that I originally said was good in my first review was that this cube already feels more durable than before, and whilst I am still yet to experience any issues around the quality of either of these cubes, I have seen a couple of comments from people who say that their version 4s have broken, which is somewhat worrying considering this cube came out so recently. And this is definitely something that you should consider before buying, as if you have a more aggressive turning style or are likely to travel a lot with your cube, then maybe consider getting something more durable. But just before we move on to some of the things that I didn't pick up on in the original review, if you are watching this video and are part of the 90% who aren't subscribed to my channel, then consider changing that for more cubing content like this. Anyway, back to it, and one of the things that I've noticed recently is how consistent this cube is over hundreds of solves. The Tornado version 4 continues to impress me with its fast, reliable and incredibly stable turning. The corner cutting is very good, and despite pushing this cube to its limits during some of my faster sessions, I've had zero issues with popping or major lockups. So whilst I did know that this 3x3 was excellent initially, there was no guarantee of long-term performance. However, over the 3 months that I have been using it, there has literally been no degradation in performance, which is something that reassures me that this is an incredible cube. Another thing which surprised me about the Tornado after using it for a long period of time is that this 3x3 is immediately high performing without the need to do extensive periods of warming up beforehand. And the way that I have found this out is through making videos like this or like this, where I need to do a couple of solves on a bunch of different cubes. This usually takes upwards of an hour because each time I have to spend a while getting used to the 3x3 before finally setting a good time. However, as soon as I get to the Tornado, I am immediately hitting my normal times without having to practice, which just shows how reliable it is. This will benefit you because it means that during a competition, you will instantly be able to hit your normal times even without the typical conditions that you normally practice in. So 3 months later, what do I think about the Tornado version 4? Well, if you've got the version 3, then maybe consider sticking with it unless you need to upgrade. However, if you main something like the RS3M 2020 or another budget cube and you want to get something a little bit more premium, then this is definitely the one to go with. But if you want to find out how this stacks up against something similar like the WRM version 10, click this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Tornado version 4, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.